if I told you some old Lincoln Wheat pennies are worth the kind of money people dream about when they think of luxury cars, exclusive collections, and hidden fortunes? Most people see an old penny and ignore it instantly. But collectors know that certain dates, mint marks, and rare varieties can transform a simple 1-cent coin into a remarkable treasure. And in today's video, we're uncovering 4 incredible Lincoln Wheat pennies that continue to fascinate collectors around the world, including one of the most famous million-dollar pennies ever discovered, and a legendary wheat cent that has become a true collector icon. So before you overlook another old penny, check the date, look for the mint mark, and inspect every detail carefully, because the next coin you find could be hiding a value far beyond its 1-cent face value. Welcome back. Coin number 1, 1922 D Lincoln Wheat Penny, the Denver mint penny that became a collector legend. Imagine finding a penny that looks old, worn, and completely ordinary. Most people would toss it back into a jar without a second thought. But what if that small copper coin came from one of the most talked about years in wheat penny history? That's exactly why collectors pay close attention to the 1922 D Lincoln Wheat Penny. More than a century later, it remains one of the most fascinating coins in the entire Lincoln Wheat Cent series. A special year for wheat pennies. The year was 1922. America was entering the exciting years of the Roaring Twenties. Businesses were growing, automobiles were becoming more common, and millions of pennies were needed for daily commerce. What makes 1922 unusual is that Lincoln cents were struck only at the Denver Mint that year. That means every genuine 1922 wheat penny originally carried a Denver Mint mark, and that small detail would later create one of the most famous varieties in coin collecting. More than 100 years of history. Think about everything this coin has survived. The Roaring Twenties, the Great Depression, World War II, the Space Age, the digital era. Very few everyday objects remain in circulation for more than a century. That remarkable history is one reason collectors continue searching for these pennies today. Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. The front of the coin features Abraham Lincoln. The obverse includes, "In God we trust. Liberty." 1922, the famous D mint mark. Collectors often inspect every detail of Lincoln's portrait to determine the coin's condition. Made from classic copper, the 1922 D Lincoln Wheat Penny was struck using 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc. Weight, 3.11 grams. When new, these coins displayed a bright red-orange appearance. Today, most examples have naturally toned into brown or red-brown colors. Finding a fully red example after more than 100 years is extremely difficult. The iconic wheat reverse. The reverse design features 2 wheat stalks surrounding 1 cent. United States of America. E pluribus unum. This famous design became one of the most recognizable coin reverses in American history. Why collectors love the 1922 D. The 1922 D Lincoln Wheat Penny remains popular because it is over 100 years old. It comes from a unique 1 mint year. It is linked to a famous collector variety. High-grade examples are difficult to locate. Collector demand remains strong. Few wheat pennies have earned the same reputation among collectors. The famous 1922 No-D variety. One reason this coin became legendary is the famous 1922 No-D wheat penny. Due to die wear and striking issues, some coins appear to be missing the mint mark. Because all 1922 cents were supposed to have a D mint mark, these unusual examples became some of the most famous varieties in U.S. coin collecting. Today, collectors actively search for them. Value breakdown. Now let's talk about the value of the 1922 D Lincoln Wheat Penny. A circulated example can typically be worth anywhere from $5 to more than $100, depending on its condition and overall appeal. Examples in better condition often sell for $150 to $2,000 or more. Uncirculated coins, which show little to no wear, can be worth between $3,000 and $25,000. And premium red gem examples with exceptional preservation and original mint color have reached values of $50,000 or more. The finest known examples are highly desirable among collectors and can achieve remarkable prices at major coin auctions, eras and varieties. Collectors also search for the famous No-D variety, double dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, lamination errors. Interesting varieties can significantly increase collector demand. Never clean an old wheat penny. If you discover a 1922 D wheat penny, Never clean it. Cleaning can damage original surfaces and reduce collector value. Natural surfaces are preferred by experienced collectors, where these coins still hide. Believe it or not, 1922 D wheat pennies still occasionally appear in family collections, estate sales, coin albums, antique stores, forgotten jars and boxes. Many valuable examples remain hidden because nobody has checked them carefully. Why this coin matters. The 1922 D Lincoln Wheat Penny is more than just an old coin. It represents more than a century of history. A unique chapter in wheat penny production, one of the most famous varieties in U.S. coin collecting, and that's why collectors continue hunting for them today. The 1922 D Lincoln Wheat Penny proves that even a tiny mint mark can change everything. Most people see an old penny. Collectors see one of the most fascinating coins in the wheat penny series. And that small copper cent could be worth far more than anyone expects. Coin number 2, 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny. The wheat penny that entered a new era of history. Imagine finding a penny that was minted at the edge of a changing world. A coin that circulated before television became common, before computers existed, and before many of the events that shaped modern history had even begun. That coin is the 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny. To most people, it looks like an ordinary old cent. But collectors see something different, a historic coin that connects the past to the present. America, in 1939. The year was 1939. The United States was emerging from the challenges of the Great Depression. New opportunities were appearing, technology was advancing, and millions of Lincoln Wheat pennies were moving through daily commerce. People used pennies for candy, newspapers, train fares, everyday purchases. Few imagined these small coins would still be collected nearly a century later. A coin that survived generations. Think about everything a 1939 wheat penny has witnessed. World War II, the moon landing, the rise of television, the internet revolution, modern digital technology. That incredible journey is one reason collectors enjoy owning coins from this era. Every coin tells a story, and this one has seen almost an entire century of history. Lincoln's timeless portrait. The front of the coin features Abraham Lincoln. The obverse includes, "In God we trust." Liberty, 1939. Collectors often study Lincoln's portrait carefully because stronger details usually indicate better preservation. A classic copper wheat penny. The 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny was struck using 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc. Weight, 3.11 grams. When freshly minted, these coins displayed a bright red copper appearance. Over time, most examples naturally toned into brown or red-brown colors. That is why fully red examples remain especially desirable. One of America's most loved coin designs. The reverse displays the famous wheat penny design. It features 2 wheat stalks surrounding 1 cent. United States of America. E pluribus unum. For decades, this design became a familiar part of everyday American life. Today, it remains one of the most collected coin designs in U.S. history. Why collectors still want the 1939 wheat penny. The 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny remains popular because it belongs to the classic wheat penny series. It comes from an important historical period. High-grade examples are increasingly difficult to locate. Original red specimens are scarce. Collector demand remains strong. Many collectors consider it an essential part of a complete wheat penny collection. Condition makes a huge difference. Not every 1939 wheat penny has the same value. Collectors pay close attention to surface quality, strike sharpness, Lincoln's details, original color. The better the condition, the greater the collector interest. Value breakdown. Now let's talk about the value of the 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny. A circulated example can typically be worth anywhere from 50 cents to more than $20, depending on its condition and overall appeal. Examples in better condition often sell for $25 to $300 or more. Uncirculated coins, which show little to no wear, can be worth between $500 and $6,000. And premium red gem examples with exceptional preservation and original mint color have reached values of $15,000 or more. The finest known examples are highly sought after by collectors and can attract impressive bidding at major coin auctions. Valuable errors and varieties. Collectors also search for unusual examples featuring double dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, repunched details, lamination errors. Interesting minting varieties can increase collector demand significantly. Never clean an old penny. If you discover a 1939 wheat penny, never clean it. Cleaning can damage original surfaces and reduce collector value. Natural coins are almost always preferred by experienced collectors, where these coins still hide. Even today, 1939 wheat pennies occasionally appear in family collections, estate sales, coin albums, antique stores, forgotten jars and drawers. Many people own them without realizing collectors are still searching for them. Why this coin remains special. The 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny is more than just an old coin. It represents a fascinating period of American history, the beloved Wheat Penny series, a survivor from another generation, and that lasting connection to history keeps collectors interested today. The 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny proves that sometimes history comes in small packages. Most people see an old penny. Collectors see a nearly century-old treasure with a story worth preserving. And that tiny copper coin could still hold surprising value today. Coin number 3, 1943. Copper Lincoln Wheat Penny. The $1,000,000 mistake that became a coin collecting legend. Imagine finding a penny so rare that collectors spend decades searching for it. A coin so famous that even people who know nothing about coin collecting have heard its story. And a coin so valuable that a single example can be worth more than a luxury home, a supercar collection, or even a lifetime of savings. Welcome to the incredible story of the 1943 Copper Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin born during World War II. The year was 1943. World War II was underway, and copper was desperately needed for military equipment. To help conserve copper, the United States Mint began producing pennies from zinc-coated steel instead of the traditional bronze composition. Millions of steel cents entered circulation. But something unexpected happened. A tiny number of copper planchets from 1942 were accidentally left behind and struck with 1943 dies. The result was one of the greatest mistakes in American coin history. The San Francisco connection. The small S beneath the date tells collectors this coin was struck at the historic San Francisco Mint. Only a handful of genuine 1943 copper wheat pennies are believed to exist today. That extreme rarity is what makes this coin legendary. Lincoln still appears on the front. Like all Lincoln wheat cents, the coin features Abraham Lincoln. The obverse includes, "In God we trust." Liberty. 943. The S mint mark. At first glance it may look ordinary, but the metal tells a completely different story. Why copper matters? Most 1943 pennies were struck in steel. A genuine 1943 copper cent was struck on the wrong metal. Instead of steel, it was made using the traditional bronze composition. 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc. Weight, approximately 3.11 grams. That tiny production mistake transformed an ordinary penny into a world-famous rarity. The classic wheat reverse. The reverse displays the familiar wheat penny design. It features 2 wheat stalks surrounding 1 cent. United States of America. E pluribus unum. The design itself is common. The metal is what makes the coin extraordinary. Why collectors consider it legendary. The 1943 copper wheat penny is famous because it was struck on the wrong metal. Only a tiny number are known to exist. It comes from the World War II era. It is one of the most celebrated era coins ever discovered. Demand among collectors remains incredibly strong. Many collectors spend an entire lifetime hoping to see one in person. Value breakdown. Now let's talk about the value of the 1943 Copper Lincoln Wheat Penny. A genuine example is considered one of the rarest and most valuable Lincoln cents ever produced. Even lower grade authenticated examples can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Well-preserved specimens often sell for several $100,000 to more than $1 million. And the finest known examples have achieved extraordinary auction results, exceeding $1 million. Because so few exist, every authenticated example attracts major attention whenever it appears for sale. Beware of counterfeits. Because of its enormous value, the 1943's copper penny is one of the most frequently counterfeited coins in the world. Collectors carefully verify weight, metal composition, date authenticity, mint mark characteristics. Professional authentication is essential. Never clean a rare coin. If you believe you found a 1943 copper penny, never clean it. Cleaning can damage the surfaces and reduce its collector value dramatically. Always have it professionally examined first. Could one still be found? It sounds unbelievable, But rare coins have occasionally surfaced in old collections, inherited coin jars, and forgotten family albums. That's one reason the 1943 copper penny remains surrounded by mystery and excitement. Why this coin is so famous. The 1943 copper Lincoln Wheat Penny is more than just a rare coin. It represents a historic wartime mistake, extreme rarity, one of the greatest treasures in American coin collecting. Few coins have achieved the same legendary reputation. The 1943 copper Lincoln Wheat Penny proves that a simple mistake can create history. Most people see a penny. Collectors see one of the most valuable and desirable coins ever, produced by the U.S. Mint, and that tiny copper cent could be worth a fortune beyond imagination. Coin number 4, 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny, the forgotten wheat penny that quietly gained collector attention. Imagine opening an old coin album and finding a penny that has been sitting untouched for decades. No flashy design, no gold or silver shine, just a simple copper wheat penny from 1948. Most people would overlook it immediately, but collectors know that some of the most interesting coins are the ones nobody pays attention to at first. That's exactly why the 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny continues to earn a place in collections today. America after World War II. The year was 1948. World War II had ended just a few years earlier. The United States was entering a new era of growth and opportunity. New homes were being built, businesses were expanding, and millions of Lincoln Wheat Pennies circulated through everyday commerce. People carried these coins in their pockets without realizing they would become collectible pieces of history, a survivor from another generation. More than 75 years have passed since the 1948 wheat penny was minted. Think about everything this coin has witnessed. The rise of television, the space race, the moon landing, the internet revolution, modern digital technology. That long journey through history makes surviving examples especially fascinating to collectors. Lincoln's famous portrait. The front of the coin features Abraham Lincoln. The obverse includes, "In God we trust, liberty, Tafertier." Collectors often inspect the portrait closely because strong details can indicate a better preserved coin. The traditional copper composition. The 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny was struck using 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc. Weight, 3.11 grams. Fresh examples displayed a bright red copper appearance. Over time, most coins toned naturally into brown shades. That is why original red examples remain highly desirable. The classic wheat reverse. The reverse features one of the most recognizable designs in American coin history. It includes 2 wheat stalks surrounding 1 cent. United States of America. E pluribus unum. This iconic design remained in circulation until 1958 and remains a favorite among collectors today. Why collectors like the 1948 wheat penny? The 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny remains popular because it belongs to the classic wheat penny series. It represents post-war American history. High-grade examples are increasingly difficult to find. Original red specimens are scarce. Collector demand remains steady. Many collectors enjoy adding attractive examples to complete wheat penny sets. Condition changes everything. For the 1948 wheat penny, condition can dramatically impact value. Collectors look for sharp strike details, minimal wear, attractive surfaces, original mint color. The better the preservation, the more desirable the coin becomes. Value breakdown. Now let's talk about the value of the 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny. A circulated example can typically be worth anywhere from 25 cents to more than $10, depending on its condition and overall appeal. Examples in better condition often sell for $20 to $300 or more. Uncirculated coins, which show little to no wear, can be worth between $500 and $6,000. And premium red gem examples with exceptional preservation and original mint color have reached values of $15,000 or more. The finest known examples are highly sought after by collectors and can attract strong bidding at major coin auctions. Valuable errors and varieties. Collectors also search for double dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, lamination errors, other unusual minting varieties. Interesting errors can increase collector demand significantly. Never clean an old penny. If you discover a 1948 wheat penny, never clean it. Cleaning can damage the original surfaces and reduce collector value. Natural coins are preferred by experienced collectors, where these coins still hide. Even today, 1948 wheat pennies occasionally appear in family collections, estate sales, coin albums, antique stores, forgotten jars and drawers. Many people own them without realizing they are collectible. Why this coin remains special. The 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny may not be the most famous wheat cent ever made, but it represents a fascinating period of American history, the beloved wheat penny era, a collectible coin that continues to attract attention. And that's exactly why collectors still search for quality examples today. Final thought. The 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny proves that not every treasure announces itself. Sometimes the most interesting discoveries are hiding in plain sight. Most people see an old penny. Collectors see a piece of post-war history that has survived for generations. And that small copper coin may be worth much more than its face value suggests.